With Bruce Garrioch at $7.5 million per season, only Stützle and Tkachuk are going to be making more among the Sens forward group moving forward. Bruce, how important was it to get this deal done, and how important was it to get it done now?
Well, I think the one thing the Ottawa Senators wanted to do was make sure that they had their core under contract. And if you look down the middle of the ice with Tim Stützle and Dylan Cousins, Gino, this wraps up their top three centers until 2030. I think they look at Shane Pinto as a guy who's only going to get better. And we've seen that through the course of this season. 8 goals to start the year and 16 points in 14 games, or 15 games, pardon me. I look at Shane Pinto, and he plays a valuable role. Not only is he on the penalty kill, Gino, he's also earned the trust of Travis Green to get on the power play. And he's a guy who's going to push Cousins and Stützle, quite frankly, for playing time, because he's a guy who down the road could easily be a second-line center. You know, he did say this morning that he felt that these contract talks were becoming a bit of a distraction for him. So I know he's glad to have it out of the way, and I know the Senators are happy to have him.
You know what? I should point out that Pinto and the Sens could have agreed to an extension as long as 8 years, but they landed on just 4. Why does this term work for both sides?
Well, I think it probably works more for Shane Pinto. I think ideally the Ottawa Senators would have liked to have signed Pinto to an 8-year deal, and last month they tabled an 8-year, $52 million deal that would have paid him $6.5 million per season. But I don't think, Gino, in his heart of hearts, that Pinto wanted to commit to that kind of term. Brady Tkachuk is up in 2 years. Drake Batherson is up next year. I think Pinto wants to see where Brady Tkachuk goes. You know, something interesting about Tkachuk, Gino, is he's an unrestricted free agent at the same time right now as Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews. I think that Shane Pinto wants to see if Steve Staios can keep the core of this group together, and also if in the next 2 or 3 years they can have success. I mean, we talk about windows. I think the Senators are coming into their window right now, and I think that's why Pinto only wanted to commit to a 4-year deal. They talked about several options. They talked between 3 and 6 years, and in this way the Senators buy a couple of years of unrestricted free agency, and it also puts them right between Tim Stützle and Dylan Cousins on the salary chart.
Okay, so with Pinto signed now, who's the next highest priority for the Sens?
Well, I mentioned him earlier. It's got to be Drake Batherson. You know, he's 18 months away from unrestricted free agency. He's making $4.95 million per year. I think that we're all going to turn to him next and say, okay, Drake, what are you going to do? The other guys have re-upped, and the other guys are going to be around for a while. He's on a team-friendly contract in a lot of ways. He scores big goals for this team. He's become an important part of this franchise. I think we're all going to look at him now and say, you know, Drake, are you going to stick in this for the long haul, or are you going to test unrestricted free agency? And given the value of that contract right now, that's probably a decision that's going to heat up sometime in the summer.
Sens are showing a lot of faith in Pinto. He's off to a great start to the season, but he still hasn't had a 40-point season in his career thus far. So they clearly figure it's just a matter of time.